Are you finally making the decision to move from your family home, or are you starting your service here? For whatever reason you might be moving, congratulations on this next phase of your life. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 12 things that you should know when house hunting in Lagos. Maybe I can call you friend and lover. Welcome to my channel, beautiful people. If you're seeing this sweet babe for the first time, my name is Dise. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Let's get straight to business. The first thing you should do when house hunting in Lagos is to actually know or research where you want to stay. Do you want to stay on the mainland? Do you want to stay on the island? Another thing you should consider is proximity to places that you frequently visit. How close is this place to my work, to my family, to my friends? That would also reduce your time spent in this dreaded Lagos traffic. So there's some places that are pretty central, places like Bagada, Surulere, Ogudu, Yaba. It's easy for you to connect other parts of the mainland as well as connect the island. You should also check for major bus stops. Is there a major bus stop close to this place? How easy is it for me to get a bus or a taxi? What's the proximity to the nearest market? If you're tired and you're coming home from work and you want to quickly make food, is it going to be very stressful for you to find somewhere to get food stuff? Is it a populated area? Is it like very busy? Is it very noisy? If you're somebody that doesn't like noise or you prefer to stay in quiet places, you need to also be very conscious. A good way to get all this information is to actually talk to people, talk to your friends. Somebody knows somebody that stays in that place. Lagos is big, but it's also pretty small. Another way to get some of this information is Twitter. You can actually just simply do a search, maybe theft, Agungi, robbery, Lekki. You also need to know if these areas are prone to flooding, because when it starts raining, when it rains, it pours, and Lagos swims. So you need to be sure that these areas are not prone to flooding. Another website too that's good for all these kinds of information is Nairaland. You can just make a Google search and say, is Surulere prone to flooding during rainy season? Nairaland. Something like that. And you definitely see people that have opinions and have questions just like you do, and you see responses to these things. It's also good to know that you might not necessarily see every single thing you want in a house. Number 2 on this list is that you should have a very realistic budget. And when I talk about budget, your budget doesn't just include like your rent. There's other things you have to consider. The agency fees, which are usually paid to the agent that takes you to the apartment or whatever agency landlord is in contracts with. There's the commission or the legal fee that's paid to the lawyer. There's caution fee. So when you ask about caution fee, you usually hear things like, oh, maybe when you're leaving and you spoil something, they'll use that money to fix it. You don't spoil anything, they're going to give you the money back. Let me not lie to you, Sha. It is a lie. Nobody's going to give you that caution fee back. You're likely going to hear, oh, I need to repaint this wall that you stained. Like, it is very unlikely for you to get that caution fee money back. So you don't have to necessarily put your mind in on getting it back at the end of your tenancy if you're going to move, but you should definitely include that in your budget. Another fee you should consider in your budget is the service charge or utility fee. In some kind of apartments you go to, you're paying directly maybe to the, if it's an estate, maybe to the estate or to the landlord or whomever. You're paying maybe for security if there's like a generator running. You're paying for water pumping. You're paying for cleaning of the compound. So all these things should be considered in your budget. You also have to consider the cost of transportation when you're actually going to look for the houses, because you're the one that's going to pay for these fees. You're the one that's going to pay the transport for both yourself and your agent. I remember the first time I actually went house hunting and we came down from the bike and the guy was like, pay now. So I was looking because I didn't know what was happening. And he was like, so now go pay before now. Now me they find house. Yes, he was rude, but you know. So that's something you should actually know now, that any transportation, any cost from your house to wherever you're going to look for the houses or wherever you're going to end up, whatever bike or bus or Uber you're going to take with the agent, you're actually the person that's going to pay for those things. Another thing you should take note of is inspection fee. Sometimes you can buzz an agent and before they actually take you to see houses, they'll tell you that you have to pay an inspection fee. You're probably hearing things like inspection fee 5k, inspection fee 3k, 2k. You can actually price these things down, but you should also consider that in your budget. The next thing on this list is start on time. It's actually great to start 3 or 4 months before you actually intend to move out. To be honest with you, it's very unlikely that you see an apartment in the first week or the first 2 weeks of searching. You can be that lucky, or you can have like really good grace, but give yourself enough time so you don't rush and make decisions that you would regret while you're living there. Next on the list, we've already talked about this before, is working with agents. The reality is, if you want to find housing in Lagos, you have to work with agents. You can find them on websites like Property Pro, on Nigerian Property Center, on fiber.ng. You can also find them on Gigi. Gigi actually helped me a lot. So what you do with these websites is you just go there, you click the location you want to stay, maybe put in your budget, and they'll just show you like a bunch of listings of houses that are available. So from there you can reach out to the agents that posted these things. Their numbers are usually there. Send them a message, talk to them, ask them some like background information on the houses, and you can tell them to send you more pictures. The thing is that you should never ever pay for a house that you have not seen with your koro eyes. Don't do it.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
The next thing is that you should always inspect your houses. Make sure you inspect any house that you are considering. And when it's not just to go and look, be sure when you get there, ask questions. Go with a friend, go with a family member, go with your parents, because safety is also very important. When you're meeting agents, you can meet them in neutral places, maybe at a mall or maybe somewhere near the market, like, so people can actually see you go there. You can send your live location to friends, to people, so they know where you are. If you're going to take a cab to wherever you people are going, ask your cab man to wait for you if the inspection is not going to take so much time. You should also encourage the agents to tell you the street name, or maybe like what area that you're going, so you have a good idea of where you're going before you actually start leaving. Some people can be very vague. They can be like, let's go. Don't actually do that. Ask them, what's the name of the street? Is it Abuda? Is it Unike? Where exactly is this place? So you have an idea, and people can also track your location. So make sure you discuss with the lawyer and the landlord of whatever premises or whatever house you're interested in. You need to talk about pre-existing bills. Maybe that land has been owing a bill of billions, and when you enter, you'll be hearing stories. So you need to have all these kinds of conversations. Do they use maybe like a shared postpaid bill, or do they have like prepaid meters? You should also try to find out if the landlord is living in that premises. Another thing is that you should discuss with people in the area. Try to find out about the life situation, because the truth is, see, agents, they'll tell you anything because they want to sell. Like, it's business. They want to get their agency fee. They want to make their money. They probably have a bunch of other people they're trying to attend to, so they'll just tell you anything to make you pay for a place. So you can ask people around, maybe people that have shops, that be friendly with them, rapport with them, that look, I'm trying to get a house in this place. What's the lights like when it rains? Does this area flood? Questions like that. How's the security? Hope they don't steal here. So people are actually always ready to help you if you approach them the right way. If you have a budget, maybe you have 400 to 600k you're ready to spend, don't tell your agent that you're ready to spend 600k, because he would likely upsell you and be showing you places that are like 750 or even 1 million and tell you that that's what's available. You can start on the lower end of your budget to say 400k. If you see those ones you don't like them, you can start pushing maybe 450, maybe 500. Always make sure you don't go past your limit or your budget, because everybody go carrying in cross. Next thing is, don't be in a hurry to pay for anything. You will hear things like, this house, everybody they rush them. You need to pay fast. Let me drop my account number at this moment. If you don't take it, it's gone. Okay, even if it's gone, that's all right. You need to be sure you're making the right decision, because it will be so sad or so annoying that after the whole process, you end up in a place that you're just frustrated throughout the time that you have to stay. Another thing you should know is that some landlords are very great at stereotyping and profiling. A good example is when I was looking for an apartment, I kept hearing things like, we don't want single ladies, we don't want Igbo, we want only Yoruba. And I'll even say, I'm not even Igbo, I'm Ijo. And they're like, you're from the south, it's the same thing, we don't want all of you, it's only Yoruba people we want. single women we don't want. And I think we even asked them that why is it that you people don't want single women, because it was getting too much. And the response from the agent was that you know, all these single ladies now, one day they'll fight with their sugar daddy, and sugar daddy will say he's not paying for the rent again, and that's how they'll be owing us rent. I don't know who hurts them. I don't know. But the thing is that once you hear things like this, or once you see indications like this, it's always best to avoid those kinds of situations, especially the ones that are tribal, because people can be mean. So next thing we will talk about is getting someone to stand in for you. So just look at it this way: you searched for months and you finally found this house that you really like, but they said they don't want a single lady. I'm sorry, it breaks my heart too, but this is the country that we live in. You can ask a friend to stand in for you, maybe as a fiance. You can ask maybe your parents to stand in for you as, oh, you know what, I am a guarantor for this person. But I have to tell you that you need to always be on your best behavior, because you cannot come and put somebody inside problem. So always be on your best behavior when you know that someone else is standing in for you. Another thing I want to say is that you should always go with your gut. Sometimes you can go somewhere and everything seems very perfect and everything seems amazing, but somehow your spirit is telling you that this place is not for you. I don't know. I believe in going with my gut all the time. I think it's something you should also do. Maybe you get to that house, not to sound so spiritual, and there's a poltergeist in the house, and you know in your soul. So always go with your gut feeling. If you're not comfortable with something, don't pay for it. And most importantly, you should know that safety is very important. Anything you want to do, anywhere you want to go, you need to be very vigilant. You need to be very careful. You need to let people know where you're going so they can easily track you. I know some of these things might sound a bit scary, but don't worry, you got this. Don't forget to like this video if it's been helpful. Share to some friends that you think would find it useful as well. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in another video.